And we're back once again live from Studio 2 in Tinseltown for another magical edition of Music Village. And during all of our old school fanfare and rigmarole, we completely forgot to mention to all of you fans out there to make sure as of this Saturday night to set your clocks back by 1 full hour for daylight savings time. And it had nothing to do for the video game story that we had for this week. Actually, a little bit since we lost our main list. And with that out of the way and time warping that we're gonna do by this weekend, folks, I'm looking at my old grandfather clock right now. Oh, it's just about that time. It's the witching hour, which means it's time for us to be brought up to speed for another edition of This Just In, for news stories that we have discovered and found for this week from, you guessed it, all around the globe. There was no right way to do that. And in our first news story, hot off the presses, and in rather sad news from the world of music and cartoons and in movies, John Witherspoon, better known as Craig's father in Friday, unfortunately died this past week at the age of 77 years old. And this one hits close to home because this guy was funnier than all hell, and no matter what he decided to play in. And for those who don't know or wasn't old enough to remember a couple of shows he was a part of, he was not only a part of the classic series of Friday, but he was also featured in a cool show that was filmed in WB Studios known as The Wayans Brothers, which actually featured the song Electric Relaxation by A Tribe Called Quest, until later seasons when they changed the song over, but I digress. He was also featured in the movie Little Nicky. He was also featured in Give It To Me by Jay-Z, and was also featured during the music video by the Yin Yang Twins of Sick of Being Lonely. So this guy has not only touched the hearts of people in music, he's touched the heart of people in movies, and he's even touched the heart of people in the world of cartoons as well, as mentioned before with the Boondocks, which at this point I'm questioning how in the world they're gonna bring back without Granddad in the series. Because there's been rumors that the show is gonna make a resurgence, but without Granddad, it just won't be the same. So we here at Music Village would like to say on behalf of John Witherspoon, put some hot sauce on my burrito, baby! And most importantly, may your work live on forever, and may you forever rest in peace. And in other news, besides reading the entire anthology of what we know about John Witherspoon, for you fans out there of the World Series who happen to miss it, it looks like the Washington Nationals would beat out the Houston Astros 6-2 in Game 7 of the World Series, making this the first time in 14 years that the Nationals has won the World Series. And would be the first time in well over 75 years since the team has won in Washington since they were the Senators. And in more history-making news for the World Series for this year, they would be the first team in World Series history to win 4 consecutive games when the other team had home field advantage. That's insane! So congratulations to the Nationals, and to those who want to check out who was this year's MVP, or even a couple of other cool statistics from the World Series from this year, you can head on over to the website only known as npr.org to check it out for yourselves. And good luck to the Yankees or any other New York team that's going to be playing this year, even though I'm rooting for the Minnesota Twins to win a World Series. You know, just in case there's any New York fans out there who's going to say, boo, he's rooting for the other teams. And in other news, and exciting news for you creep Creepshow fans out there. Exactly 1 day prior to their season finale on Halloween night, it's been announced that this new season of Creepshow will be coming out since Shudder decided to renew Creepshow for a second season. And the creator of the said show, Nikritero, we don't know how to say his name properly, will go on records by saying the following. For me, Creepshow has been a true labor of love. To be able to pay tribute to George A. Romero's visionary project and to have the show so embraced by fans everywhere is humbling to this horror kid from Pittsburgh. I couldn't be more pleased and look forward to continuing the series with more ghoulish delight. And for the guy who's never truly seen the series before and now has heard that there is an actual Creepshow series, I got a feeling while the Indie Radio Arcade is going on this weekend, I'm gonna go ahead and watch the entire first season of this show to see what all of the hubbubaloo for this show is all about. And with the picture of a skeleton reading the classic magazine or comic book of Creepshow, I got a feeling it's gonna be a good watch. And for those out there who wants to figure out when the second season of Creepshow is gonna hit the scene, you can head on over to the website only known as consequencesofsound.net to check it out for yourselves. And trust me folks, when we get a news update on when that second season coming out, we will keep you informed. And with all those regular news stories out of the way folks, you guys out there know what time it is. It's time for us to go into a very special instant classic edition of... Maestro, go get my other microphone. It's gonna be a big one. Video game news. And in our first video game news story, for you fans out there who are out trick-or-treating or doing any other ghoulish celebration for Halloween or just trying to avoid rain, leaves, and high winds like we were in the East Coast, Garrasol would be able to put on a special tribute as he does every year for Halloween in the form of Doot. And if you don't know what Doot is, it's a game entirely based off of a soundtrack of a trumpet trying to play it. And this year for Halloween, Garrasol would turn Perfect Dark into the perfect spooky situation by turning it into Spooky Dark N64, having all the enemies look like skeletons and would have certain weapons that would make trumpet sounds but still fire bullets. And even have a trumpet that had bullets coming out of it. Yeah, I kid you not when I say this, folks. And if you guys out there who wants to check out this magical experience that, in my opinion, is probably the funniest Halloween tribute we've seen thus far, besides somebody playing a police officer while riding in the Echo 1, and that was Jeff Gargiano, I think it was. I could be wrong with that name, but either way, folks, if you guys want to go ahead and check out this special mod of spooky variety for Perfect Dark, you can head on over to the YouTube page of one man, only known as Garrasol00. And for you YouTubers out there, we will put the links down for the Halloween specials we've seen for this year. And in other news, speaking of Halloween tributes, for the Domino King for this year in celebration of Luigi's Mansion, he would do a special piece for Luigi filled with well over 50,266 dominoes. Yikes! And the fact that he was even able to include King Boo in the tribute for these dominoes is absolutely amazing, and I'm still wondering what will the Domino King think of next. And I'm hoping it's a tribute to, I would say Smash Brothers in the near future, but I got a feeling he probably already did it, and we did mention it. And if he did, we'll probably mention it for Under the Radar this upcoming week. But if you guys want to go ahead and check out that special tribute to not only Luigi and his many domino forms, or even check out any of the other cool pieces he's been working on throughout this entire year, you can head on over to the YouTube page of one man only known as the Domino King to check it out for yourselves. And in other video game news, for you 2K20 fans out there who are still upset over the many glitches found by not only New Legacy Inc., but a multitude of different streamers and gamers online, I have some good news for you. It's been announced as of this week and as of this past Halloween, they've officially come out with a patch to fix a general portion of all of the glitches and bugs that were featured during that said release of the game. But unfortunately, I got a feeling they didn't get them all, because as of this past morning, New Legacy Inc. would be able to find several other different glitches and bugs involving masks and different characters who look like creatures from out of Beetlejuice. I mean, it's absolutely horrible to see. And if you guys out there want to check it out for yourselves, and I got a feeling you probably do, you can head on over to the Twitch page of one man only known as New Legacy Inc. to check it out for yourselves. And on another side note, the Bump in the Night pack has officially come out as well for 2K20, and if you want to go ahead and check that out, you can head on over to the website only known as wwe.2k.com to check it out for yourselves. And with that last news story out of the way for this week, heading out of a spooky month like none other, you have all officially been brought up to speed. And I guess with that said, folks, I think it's time for us to go back into those classical musical tunes, along with sponsors that'll follow beside it. And when we return, we'll be back with the final segment for this instant classic edition of Music Village right after this. So don't go anywhere just yet, folks, and stay tuned.